Hi dear students, in this video let us study about how the evolution will takes place by stages. So we know that evolution is not a sudden process. We have studied that evolution is not a sudden process. We know that it is a gradual slow change. Evolution is not a sudden process, it is a gradual slow change. So, so now we are like this. So the modern man has that is the early man has become modern man. To become a modern man, how many years it took? It took million of years. After million of years only, the early man has become a modern man. So like that, now the modern man may become some other thing, or his body appearance may change after so many million of years. We don't know what may happens. So in the next generation, you can't see species become something else. ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಜನ್ರೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಸಮ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಲೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ gradual change is called evolution, and always evolution will takes place stage by stage. So suddenly one thing will not become something. That one thing to become something, it will take million of years. That one thing will become something, so we are seeing so many variation in that one, and all those variation will leads to evolution. And evolution is always, it is not a sudden process, it is always a gradual change. So now in every generation there is a little of variation, and these group of variation leads to evolution, which took million of years, which becomes a entirely new species than the old one. So now we are totally different from our early man. To become a modern man, it took million of years. So evolution occurs stage by stage, and now let us study evolution by stage by taking some examples. The first one is that evolution is by, that is evolution of ice. So let us study one by one. The first one is called evolution of ice. So for this evolution of ice, I will take one example, that is evolution, that is long back there will be a primitive organism, and that primitive organism, the flatworm. And what is the name of that flatworm? The name of that flatworm is called euglena. So euglena is a primitive organism, because we have seen this organism have been existed so many long years back, that is so many years back it has been existed, therefore it is called primitive organism. ಈ ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಐ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್. Here eye spot is there. This is the eye spot, and this eye spot which is hidden, and this eye spot is not prominent. Why it is not prominent? Because this eye spot does not have any particular function. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನೇ ಐ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಈ ಐ ಸ್ಪಾಟು ಪ್ರಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ದಿಸ್ ಐ ಈಸ್ ಇಡನ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು, ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ. ಇದು ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ. ಇನ್ ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಐ, and that eye is called eye spot, and that eye spot is hidden and it is not prominent, because this eye spot does not have any function. It will not do any function, therefore it is called, it is not prominent. So after that one, you can see one more organism. After euglena you can see planaria. Later we got organism, and the name of that organism is called planaria. Now you observe planaria. So this is the picture of planaria. So in planaria, so you can see these eyes, and these eyes are called as rudimentary eyes. What is the name of these eyes? After euglena, you can see one more primitive organism, and that primitive organism is called as that is planaria. And this planaria already we have studied in how do organism reproduce. Planaria undergoes regeneration. So this planaria has got a eyes, and these eyes are called as, the eyes present in the planaria is called as rudimentary eyes, and these eyes are prominent. Why the eyes present in planaria is called as prominent eyes? They are called rudimentary eyes, and those eyes are prominent. Why? Because that eyes has a function that it started to detect the light. So due to this it can able to survive. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇವು ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರುವಾಯಿತು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದು ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೋ ಆವಾಗ ಪ್ಲನೇರಿಯಾ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸರ್ವೈವ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ itself from danger. That is, it can protect itself from the enemies, and therefore compared to eyes present in the euglena, the eyes of the planaria is somewhat developed, and this developed eyes is called as rudimentary eyes, and these eyes are prominent and they are not hidden, and this light starts to detect the light. Since it detects the light, it can protect itself from the danger. That means it can protect itself from the enemies. So this is the function of the eyes, that is rudimentary eyes present in planaria. After planaria, so you can see next the eyes that you can see in the birds. So the bird's eyes, that is when compared to euglena, the eyes of the planaria is somewhat well developed. When compared to the eyes of the planaria, the eyes present in the human eyes are somewhat developed. So now you can see the bird's eyes now. So you can see the bird's eye, and these eyes, this is an owl, and you observe the eyes of this owl, and this owl has a compound eyes. ಸಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ನಾವು ನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದ ಐಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ euglena, that is eye spot. The eyes present in the planaria, rudimentary eyes. The eyes present in the birds, they are called as compound eyes, and these eyes have a eyeball. You observe, these two are the eyeball. So eyeballs are present. When compared to planaria, the eyes of the birds are advanced, so that it can see. These are called compound eyes, and these are the eyeballs, and with the help of eyeballs it can see many objects. Therefore, when compared to planaria, when compared to euglena, planaria eyes are somewhat well developed. When compared to eyes of planaria, the bird's eyes are well developed. Eyes of euglena, eye spot. Eyes of that is euglena, the euglena is eye spot. Then eyes of planaria is called rudimentary eyes, and the eyes of birds are called compound eyes. These are compound eyes, and these are prominent, they are not hidden, and their function is to see so many objects. It can detect so many objects because it can detect light also, and it has so many it can see so many objects. Next, after birds, you can see human eyes. The human eyes that you can see, that human eyes are called as, they are called binocular eyes. Now you can observe here. So these are called as binocular eyes. They are binocular eyes. ಇವನ್ನ binocular eyes ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. That means you can see left and you can see right also. So it can be seen by both eyes. So both the eyes can see left, both the eyes can see right. Therefore it is called binocular vision. What type of vision it is? It is called binocular vision. With the help of this binocular vision, so the eye can see both left, both the eyes can see at a time left, both the eyes can see at a time right. Therefore it is called binocular vision, and this binocular type of vision we can see in human. Like this you can see by stage. The first stage is euglena, after euglena planaria, after planaria birds, after birds human. So like this by stage the eyes are developed. That means eyes have been evolved evolved by stage. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೂಲಕನೂ ಕೂಡ ಐಸು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. So one more time I will repeat this one. So now the eyes present in the euglena, eye spot. The eyes present in the planaria, rudimentary eyes. The eyes present in birds, they are called as compound eyes, which has eyeballs, and human eyes are called binocular vision. So at each stage the eyes have been evolved. Therefore this is called evolution of eyes. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಐ ಸ್ಪಾಟಿಂದ ನಾವು ಬೈನಾಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಿಷನ್ ತನಕ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಇನ್ 1 day or 2 day. ಇವತ್ತು ಐ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ನಾಳೆ ಬೈನಾಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಿಷನ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಐ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಟು ಬೈನಾಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಿಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಟುಕ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. That means the eyes have been evolved after so many years. Therefore this is called evolution of eyes. After studying evolution of eyes, we have to study about evolution of feathers. We have to study evolution of feathers. Now let us study evolution of feathers. So when we study about evolution of feathers, long back there is an era, and that era is called Jurassic era. And in this era dinosaurs are living. The era in which the dinosaurs are living, they are called as Jurassic era. And that dinosaurs have the feathers, but that dinosaurs cannot fly. But these dinosaurs use their feathers. What is the purpose of feathers in the dinosaurs? It cannot fly because due to its that is weight is more. Since its weight is more, it cannot fly. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಇದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಟ್ ಫೆದರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಟ್ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ insulation purpose. That means to get protection from the cold. When it is too much of cold, the dinosaurs uses that feather for to get protection from the cold. That we call it as to get protection against insulation. So that is what the feathers are used. Now you can observe here. So this is the name of a dinosaurus, and the name of this dinosaurus is called Archaeopteryx. What is the name of this dinosaurus? It is called Archaeopteryx. And this Archaeopteryx, it has a large skull, it has a long body, it has a feathers, and these feathers are not used for flying, but it is used for insulation purpose. It looks like a bird, but it is not actually a bird, it is a reptile. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇದರ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲಿನ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ನೇ ಬರ್ಡ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ ದ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಬರ್ಡ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಬರ್ಡ್ ದ ಫೆದರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ a locomotory organ. That is, feathers are used for flying purpose. So it looks like a bird as well as the reptile. ಇದು ಬರ್ಡ್ ಥರನೂ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ರೆಪ್ಟೈಲ್ ಥರನೂ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಆರ್ಕಿಯೋಪ್ಟರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ reptile but which looks like a bird, since it has a feather, but those feathers are not used for flying. Instead of that one, these feathers are used for insulation purpose. So hagadre, so after so many years the reptile has been evolved as a bird, and in that bird the feathers are used for both the purpose. One is it is used for insulation purpose, as well as those feathers are used to fly. So this is the evolution of feathers. So this one you have to keep it in mind. So after that much, that is we have studied evolution of eyes and we have studied evolution of feathers. In the next class, in the next video, we will study about the third type of evolution by stage, that is called artificial selection, and the remaining is human evolution. If we study those two topics, this chapter will be completed. That artificial selection and human evolution we will study in the next video. So thank you, dear students. So learn how the evolution. In this video we have learned how the evolution of ice takes place, and how the evolution of feather has been taken place. So remaining artificial selection and human evolution will be studied in the next video. So thank you.